Soft, curious. Imagine walking into a place where no one reacts. Not even a glance, not even surprise. Steady. At first, you feel uncomfortable, then confused. Soft. And then, soft. Something unexpected happens. Your brain stops noticing it. This isn't a theory. It's already happening in parts of the world. So the real question is nudity shocking? Or were you just taught that it should be? Steady. We're taught early what should be unseen. Rules in hallways, notes home, quiet corrections at dinner. A dress code becomes a reflex. Cover this, hide that, until the body feels like a problem to manage. Signs and policies do the teaching for us. Polite fonts, firm lines. They say what's allowed, where to stand, how to look. The message lands before we even read it. Caution around skin, caution around self. Sometimes the lesson arrives with a smile. Good people enforcing learned limits. Be decent, be appropriate. We absorb the tone as truth, and the body becomes a boundary we tiptoe around. Ads praise perfection, schools write dress codes, friends joke, and we learn to flinch. We preempt the stare before it comes, editing ourselves to fit an imagined audience. We carry little shields, towels, hoodies, poses, practical, ordinary, rehearsed. Small rituals that say, don't look too closely. And we scan for authority. Lifeguards, signs, subtle glances, checking if we're inside the line or drifting past it. Meanwhile, advertising sells ideal bodies like products. But ordinary life is busy building sandcastles, focused, messy, human, reminding us perfection was a billboard, not a person. In practice, a body is mostly function, stretching, breathing, moving through light. Not spectacle, not scandal, just presence. Crowd psychology does the rest. One raised eyebrow becomes a rule. One turned shoulder becomes a script. Rising. But what if the rule is just repetition? When no one reacts, shame loses oxygen. Without the echo, the lesson fades. Quietly, the weight lifts. The first unlearning is simple. Attention follows culture. Change the cues and the feelings follow. Remove the judgment and comfort spreads, person to person, until being human is enough. Soft. That's the bridge. From rules that shrink us to a space where bodies are ordinary again. Remove judgment, and something strange happens. Steady. The noise in your head begins to quiet, assured. What once felt charged becomes simply there. Soft. A scene, not a signal. A place, not a test. This is how naturism grows, quietly, by changing how we pay attention. Steady. The brain stops sounding the alarm. Like a museum statue or a life drawing class, the moment becomes ordinary. Soft. We habituate. The body fades into background, and attention drifts to light, conversation, weather. In a sauna, in a gallery, on a beach, the context teaches the mind what matters. Steady. Sun on skin, cool water, a friend's voice carried by wind. Soft. Not spectacle, sensation, not performance, presence, assured. Shared rules help the shift. Consent is explicit, towels are practical, and status symbols go quiet. Soft. Without the armor of brands, people meet as equals, and the nervous scan relaxes into simple connection. Of course, context matters. Where norms are clear, the mind is clear. In many places, it's routine, signposted like any other amenity, managed, ordinary, expected. Soft. Elsewhere, the same scene is framed as taboo. That's policy speaking, not morality. Either way, the brain follows the frame. In studios and saunas, nudity is functional, no drama, just practice. Steady. Habituation turns the unfamiliar into the ordinary. Context, consent, and care set the tone, and the amygdala stands down. Soft. Safety makes space for presence. Rising. When expectations are clear and upheld, participation rises, anxiety falls, ordinary returns, soft. And with ordinary comes a quiet shift, from on display to at ease. That's where identity begins to change. Rising. This isn't about nudity anymore. Steady. It's about identity without armor. No logos, no status, no labels to signal who belongs. When those drop, comparison quiets, attention softens, and the nervous system finally exhales. Soft. The question shifts from, "What are you wearing?" to "How are you feeling?" That tiny pivot reshapes perception, turning a charged idea into a simple, human day, held together by one rule that matters most: respect. Soft. In practice, presence replaces performance. Swim, read, walk, nap. Ordinary rhythms become anchors. With repeated normal exposure, the novelty fades. Desensitization here means safety, not spectacle. Steady. Your attention drifts toward weather, water, and conversation. Anxiety eases because nothing is being sold, and nothing needs to be performed. Assured. Safety is designed, not assumed. Clear consent and context lead. No photos without explicit yes. Always sit on your towel. Respect personal space. These norms aren't window dressing. They're the social contract. Steady. Without the armor of brands, people meet as equals. Belonging rises when status signals go quiet. The biggest myth says it's about sex. The reality says it's about safety. Steady. Structure and consent turn down the volume on performance and turn up comfort and community. Soft. Flirting isn't the agenda, belonging is. Steady. Another myth: everyone is staring. In truth, when there's nothing to hide, there's nothing to chase. Attention settles on the waves, a page, the sky. Soft. Self-consciousness gives way to simple presence. Perception recalibrates to ordinary. Soft. And there is no perfect body here. You see every age, size, and ability. Steady. Diversity isn't a slogan, it's the baseline. The lesson lands quietly. All bodies are just bodies. Reflective. When rules are clear and staff offer gentle guidance, the mood feels like a library by the sea. Calm, respectful, safe. Social safety cues are visible, and that visibility lowers the temperature for everyone. Assured. With consent and context, anxiety falls and belonging rises. Rising. We become people first, body second, ordinary again, and finally free to be present. Assured. Is naturism becoming mainstream? Quietly, yes. Steady. Cities test clothing optional zones. Resorts add family policies. Festivals publish consent guides. Soft. Search trends rise each summer. Interest spikes where access and safety improve. Reflective. For many, the draw isn't rebellion, It's relief. Fewer judgments, more sunlight, simpler weekends. If you lived here, would you still feel the same? Soft. Rewind the question and watch what changed for you.